Hey, Eric.
Hey, Chris.
Have you ever played Warcraft?
I have not, but you told a story about Warcraft 3 on either a stream or some previous version of this podcast, and I want to tell you an interesting Warcraft 3 story.
Okay, Warcraft 3.
Yeah, the day after you talked about Warcraft 3 on this podcast, I was taking a walk with my wife in the downtown part of our city, and lying on the ledge near a library was a CD jewel case with a copy of Warcraft 3.
Just laying on the ground.
For PC. A 26-year-old compact optical media disc was in its case, just sitting on the curb. Perfect. Good condition disc.
Did you take it?
No, I left it there.
Why?
Because I figured it was not meant for me. It's somebody else's side quest item.
Okay.
But what are the fucking odds of that happening?
Very slim. I would imagine that somebody that maybe is like has a box of shit and was moving some shit to...
But like this was an area where people usually don't exist. Maybe it was like a disc the library would loan out, because libraries do have video games sometimes, but why would they have Warcraft 3? No manual, nothing. I took a photograph of it if you'd like to see it sometime.
Yeah, I would love to. Wow, that's crazy. That's really crazy. I've never found such... That is probably perhaps one of the greatest treasures that you could find on the side of the road.
And we knew that it cannot be stolen. I did not take it. But like, I'm used to seeing busted up cassette tapes or scratched up mix CDs or something.
Yes, or
not
like
Warcraft 3 in a case.
Adam Sandler movie cases.
Yeah.
Stuff like
Happy
that.
Gilmore.
Yeah.
Mess with the Zohan. Anyway, I thought that was worthy of telling the wider world that coincidences are beautiful. And rather than luck into like money or fame or fortune, I found a copy of Warcraft 3 and I left it there.
Yes, cool. What is the subtitle for Warcraft 3?
I don't know. I didn't play it.
Warcraft 3...
Rise of the Ogres.
Warcraft 1, Orcs and Humans. Warcraft 2, Tides of Darkness. Warcraft 2, Expansion Pack, Beyond the Dark Portal. Warcraft 3, Reign of Chaos.
There it is. See, we answered the question.
Okay. All right, you want to hear some hot sounds?
Absolutely.
Okay. Welcome to Retrograde Amnesia, a comprehensive podcast covering classic Japanese role-playing games, chapter by chapter, beat by beat. Welcome back to Season 6. We are, of course, having a tactical season. Our last tactical season. Probably ever. Maybe. My name's Chris. I'm joined by Eric. Hey.
Hey, what's up, man?
Hey, nice to see you again once again. Hello. Hi. Hi. Hello. We're also joined by the Real Nave collective of patrons who are listening to us record live on a secret video feed at patreon.com/retroam. Hello, thank you.
We're also joined by the FakeNet, our post-production AI companion, who introduced Z-buffering to Naughty Dog so they could make the water levels in Crash Bandicoot Warped.
Initializing FakeNet.
I wish to be photographed riding a jet ski after I kill my other two podcasts hosts. In Crash Bandicoot Warped.
Cool, I don't know what Z-buffering is. That's something to the Z-axis?
I think so, yeah. Have you ever look at the jet ski levels? There's 3 of them in Crash Bandicoot 3. They should not have been possible on PlayStation hardware.
Cool.
They are technical marvels.
Kind of like the Panzer Dragoon Saga on the Saturn.
You mean the morphing, all that stuff? Yeah,
Just
I mean,
everything.
It might be the same kind of math. I'm not a programmer, but that does seem like something that you shouldn't have been able to do.
Yeah, I'm just talking about the game itself.
This shouldn't exist, but it does, and it's beautiful. Listen to our mini-series on
Go to
it.
patreon.com/retroam and listen to the Panzer Dragoon mini-series covering Panzer Dragoon, the second one was Zwei, and the saga itself. And Orta and Crimson Dragon, by the way. We are nothing if not comprehensive here at Retrograde Amnesia. Hello.
Yeah, we skip Panzer Dragoon Mini.
Mini? Oh,
This
we
is a Game
skipped
Gear
it.
game.
I got you.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, the game. Yeah, fuck the Game Gear.
But that's paid. For free, you can hear us talk about Mullonde, a place that Chris calls
Saint Murond Temple.
Music Terror 2 plays. And
Fear number 2.
We are all gas, no brakes, drop down the middle of more incredible violence.
Yeah, the scene opens with a banger song and a slash of a sword. There's priest on the floor.
Fulmarv has rammed a sword through High Confessor Marcel.
They have murdered everyone.
Lawful stands behind Marcel. Cletine stands adjacent to both of them, and this is the first time Chris has seen Cletus.
It is the first time I have seen him. I just have him identified as one of Vormav's boys. Also, let's not waste this opportunity to remind everyone that in the PlayStation 1 version, the High Priest is named Funeral.
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 Of course.
Yes.
The
High
Marcel
priest.
funeral.
Yes.
This is kind of made me laugh. Like, this is the third time in this game because when the scene sets, it literally drops down at the television frame.
Yeah.
And this is the third time it's like, fuck it, they're all dead.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I love it. It's great.
Weren't they on the same team? The Church and the Templars? Weren't the Templars the agents of the Church?
Yes, but they have been infiltrated by the perverts, so the perverts are now taking over the church. I guess.
Pervert church.
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, what is the church if not a collection of perverts?
Right. I think the lawsuits in the early 2000s prove that, Chris.
Yes. Statistically speaking, if you walk into any church on any Sunday, any given Sunday, as they say, you are likely to find at least probably two perverts.
Two perverts, yeah. Per 100 people, there will be two perverts.
Yes.
If Fulmarv is possessed by demon shit, do demons not need church allies anymore?
We're getting to the point where, because remember Ramza was wondering about this in one of the previous episodes, that like they're not just killing everybody yet, but now
it's time. I just feel like you would still want the artifice of a church to do your evil manipulations beyond manipulation.
Yeah, it's true.
Marcel still has time for words. He tells Fulmarv, I did not think you capable of such treachery.
I did not hit her. It's not true. It's bullshit. I did not hit her. I did not.
Marcel, you fool. Fulmarv pulls the sword out and slings blood all over the dang place.
Yeah, I love a good blood
sling.
Yeah, it's nice.
Is that just because it's cool, or do you not want your scabbard to get full of bloody shit?
I mean, blood dries, right? It gets crusty. You don't want a crusty sword.
But wouldn't that look cool? Like, wouldn't you be more of like a fucking metal goddamn warrior if your sword always has blood on it?
Yeah, but like, are you a... I don't know why you called it a metal warrior. Oh, a metal warrior.
Yeah, like fucking like devil horns,
Yes.
head shaking, long hairs, fucking Metallica, whatever. Lamb of God.
Yeah, you may want to look like that, but you also just may want to look like Sephiroth, right? Like, just be cool and clean.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, whatever evil villain thing that you want to look like is fine. I don't know.
Yeah. One of my favorite things about Dragon Age Origins is how after every battle, your characters get blood spatter all over their face.
Yeah.
And if you don't rest at the camp or whatever and get your shit cleaned off,
It just stays there.
it just stays there during conversation. This actually happens in Baldur's Gate 3 as well, but it's much more cartoony for some reason in Dragon Age Origins, and I always thought it was just funny.
Yeah, it should be wonderful. You should not be, I mean, unless you get the soap and Lunar, you cannot bathe.
It's true.
Marcel slumps over, but I think he's just down on one knee. He extends his left hand toward Fulmarv. Fulmarv tells him, had you made your confession willingly, your life might have been spared. I should have preferred to employ measures less extreme, but there's no time for that now. What confession?
He's a high confessor.
Yeah. You can't confess to no one. He's the highest of confessors.
I don't know, maybe the fact that the church had a hand in manipulating the war, confess to that shit. But why would Fulmarv, why would the perverts care?
Fuck, man.
Yeah.
Pervertcaring.com. Marcel is still with us, using his last moments on Earth to ask for additional clarification on things left undone.
What do you mean?
I don't understand. I think Fulmarv replies with the truth. He tells Marcel, I had hoped to enlist your aid in gathering the Orosite, but the boy holds most of the stones now. Your aid is no longer required. So is Ramza directly responsible for Marcel's death because he's got most of the goddamn stones?
I think, yeah, he's no longer, managers are no longer needed. Priests are no longer needed.
No
at this
longer
point in
necessary.
time. And maybe when he's talking about, like, the high priest, the high confessor's confession, maybe he has come clean on, like, what they've been up to, or maybe he's tried to make it public what the perverts are up to. Like,
yeah,
he's
public perverts.
The confession is maybe just like his PR strategy.
Marcel responds by saying something that I suppose I would say if I were here in his situation. He says, help me, please.
Spare me. Yeah, there is a little bit of an animation here where he's like stretching his hand out and trembling.
Whoa, spare me is different than help me, please. Because, like, if a guy stabs you, how often do you think he'll help you out afterward?
Not often. Not unless you give him what he wants, and the confessor has nothing that.
Yeah, I was going to say,
wants.
I think Fulmarv wants to kill Marcel.
Yes, that's all he needs.
Fulmarv acts like he's going to help Marcel out, telling the High Confessor, your wound is deep, but it's not mortal. Treated soon, you will live, but you must earn your life. Tell me, where is the entrance to the necro hole?
Unless this script is incorrect, he just says, tell me where the entrance to Murond is, which is where we are now.
We're at that.
Yeah, so
the script.
It could be a script or a issue in the game, I don't know.
Also, someone pointed out in the RealNet that the necrole of Nabalis, something like that, is a location actually toward the end game of Final Fantasy XII, which I remembered. But that being a prequel, I'm not sure how that applies here. But also, I didn't know the perverts were in... I forgot. I played Final Fantasy XII complete twice, but I forgot the perverts were in that. Like, you fight Cook Allen.
Yeah, we talked about that.
We talked about them being presences, but I didn't know they were physically in the actual... I thought they were in, like, myths and lore.
Gotcha.
Chris, if Fulmarv gets the information out of Marcel, will he actually let Marcel live?
No.
No, of course not. You just got to juice him one more time. Well, Marcel tells him, and I chuckle at the location. Orban, the vault beneath the monastery in the lowest levels. There is a glyph bound by magicked seal.
A sealed magic square at the bottom of the underground library.
Remember what last time we were, like, I think our third or second time at Orban, I was like, when are we coming back? This is we have to come back here. It
goes back to the beginning multiple times.
We always must return to Orban. Fulmarv ain't done pumping him for information. He asks Marcel, and how does one break this seal? I think Marcel delivers his first wrong answer as he responds, I know not. The scriptures may hold some clue, I cannot say. Doesn't Ramza have these scriptures?
We have them. You may not have read them, but we have them.
Fulmarv slaps Marcel's outstretched hand away, because Marcel's like reaching, like, please fucking help
I thought
me.
That was a cool touch, cool animation.
Excellent. Fulmarv knows the score, once again concluding, at every turn, the boy. Fulmarv stares at Marcel and finally uses his first name, telling him, goodbye, Funebris.
Funebris.
Funebris. Funebris.
Funabri.
It's Marcel's first name.
Oh, funeral.
Funeral. There you go. Fuck, we did it.
Funabri.
Funebris is some kind of localization funeral from the same goddamn...
It's gotta be.
Pie.
Okay. Well, at least it makes a lot more sense.
Yeah. Because that was a weird one.
Yeah.
Lawfrey takes a step toward Marcel from behind. Fulmarv turns to leave, and Cleanton follows him out the door. Marcel reaches his hand out once more, begging Fulmarv, do not leave me like this, I beg you. Lawfrey then lifts his sword, and one hand plunges it into Marcel's back, causing Marcel to fully slump over and die again. Do you think he did that because Marcel wasn't specific with his request? Like, not save me, he said, don't leave me like this. So Lawfrey did not leave him like that.
Oh, nice. Yes.
He left him in a different state.
He just says, please spare me again in my version, so maybe it's just worked out that way.
Lawfrey calmly exits the scene as we zoom out, not up, and fade to black. We're then asked to make a party, and it takes us away. I got Korn, Ramza, Meliadul, Agrius, Orlando.
I've got my typical guys here. I think we are mostly rolling with Cindy Sally.
Your men.
Hornstress Lester.
When you played Mario with friends, did any of them call your extra lives men?
I've got 3 men left and only 2 boards to complete.
There you go.
Yeah,
men and boards.
Yeah, men and boards. I never called them men. I think I called them lives. Never called
lives.
them lives and levels, men and boards. Which kind of guy are you?
I think I was boards and lives.
Boards and lives.
Yeah,
You're a fucking mutant, dude. You're a pervert.
Mullonde Cathedral, music, commander and training plays, and some guys are on the roof of the gosh dang cathedral as our gang of heroes approaches. The Template mage posted up top tells us, halt, none save members of the clergy are permitted within these walls. State your name and title, and let your purpose in coming here be known. Ramza opts to play it straight, a strategy that always works in this video game. My guy says, my name is Ramza Beelv. I petition the release of Alma Beelv, whose person is held unlawfully by the Lord Commander of the Knights Templar. Do you think they respect fucking laws?
No, but Ramza still respects decorum.
That's a good point. He must always play by the rules. He's bound by the rules of the lawful god.
I think it's just the way he is.
Yeah. The incredulous Templar mage replies, Ramza Beelv, you are a fool enough to present yourself before us. We will carry out your sentence where you stand. Music, manipulated apoplexy plays.
Manipulated Apple?
It's the version that starts at 110. It's also called alt version. Ninjas penetrate the roof.
Do it. They've got 2 mediators, some geomancers, a summoner, and a priest. A new mix of baddies. I don't know if we've really seen this kind of combination of guys.
Oops, all baddies.
Yes. What do you got going on here, Eric? Anything?
Ninjas penetrate the roof is the only note that I have.
Oh, I have Sally drops a height 5 holy. And take, you understand what I mean by height 5 holy.
Holy.
Anybody standing on in a height level, which is the number in the bottom right-hand corner of the screen, or upper, I don't know, will get hit by holy. So she takes out the summoner and nearly one of the geomancers on the first turn. These geomancers have good, advantageous spots, but Sally has a move she got from her calculator JP called Damage Split, which I really like. It basically returns half of the damage that you receive back to the enemy.
The damage returners.
So if you don't die, you will be healed halfway back up, and they will receive that damage. It's kind of nice.
Heal me, daddy.
Yes. I send Lester in hard and deep because he has auto potion. Only go hard and deep if you have auto potion. Okay?
Didn't we at some point, or maybe the real net told us, or we've even talked about it, that it will draw upon whatever the lowest level potion you have in your inventory is. So if all you have is X potions, then it's just going to keep X potioning you.
That's correct. And
that's why I sold all my fucking potions, so I could just do that.
That's what I'm doing as well. Also, as we've talked about before, I have ignore height with Horns.
I don't see height.
And he doesn't see height, so he can just jump to the fucking top. My party was built perfectly for this match.
Built different.
Yep.
Mid-battle, Ramza will just yell, "Be strong, Alma. It will not be long now."
Oh, I never got that.
Battle is won.
Congratulations, this battle is complete. You got an X potion.
Hell yeah, just one.
Speak of the devil. Alma, I'm coming, just hold on.
Alma, I'm coming. Pop out to save point. We make a party. It takes us to Mullonde Cathedral Nave. Same party for you?
Yes, most of the same party, yeah.
What music plays, Chris?
Cry of Pain plays.
We're in a long hallway. A rug travels down one side while a tile-wide waterway flows down the other.
Yeah,
What's the purpose of these waterways? Is it piss? Are turds floating down it? Or does it just look cool?
I think that's a really good question.
Why is there indoor water pathways?
It's
floating turds, right?
It's got to be sewage,
They just don't have pipes yet. They just have pathways.
They don't have pipes. They either throw their shit out with a bucket. You have a shit bucket, you throw it out the window, or...
if you have a shit bucket you throw out of a window, the turd stack is going to be untenable at a certain point, unless you have like a barrel you throw it into that a poor person hauls away.
Isn't that what they did, though?
I don't know.
Isn't that how the plague spread?
I know the plague spread because of poor fecal manipulation.
Poorfecalmanipulation.com. Don't go there. We're confronting Fulmarv in here. He's flanked by two other Shrine Knights, one wearing a blue hood, which I believe is Lawful, and the other is a gray sash, which I think is...
Cletine.
Cletien.
Okay.
Fulmarv cuts a promo. Ramza, at last we meet. Pray forgive me. I ought to have called upon you sooner, but I have been ever so busy as of late. I fear I remain so busy even now, so let us make this brief. If you would see your sister returned alive, you will relinquish the scriptures and all of the Oracite you possess. Refuse, and she dies ere the words leave your lips. Are we of an understanding? My patience grows thin.
It's mostly the same in mine, but he says, so, you're Ramza, nice meeting you. I'd ask you to dinner, but I'm too busy.
Okay. All right. I think that's like... no more formalities type thing. Also, we know that Lawfrey speaks the bullshit and just wants to get what he wants and doesn't honor his ends of deals. Ramza seems like he's game, albeit in a different order of operations than Fulmarv listed. I have what you desire. Where is Alma? I surrender not until she is brought before me. Fulmarv's resolve appears to be stronger than Ramza's. Did you not hear a word I said? I offered no negotiable terms. Forfeit the scriptures and the stones or forfeit your sister's life. I love these kind of arguments because it basically boils down to one guy going, fuck you, and the other guy saying, no, fuck you, over and over until action is occurring.
Until one guy finally says, no, fuck your mom.
Yeah, there you go. You start introducing mothers into it and it becomes personal instead of job-like. I can't think of the word. Ramza decides to play a little ball. He steps forward and raises the book over his head and declares, here are the scriptures, the stones I hold until I see that she is safe. Did you ever see the Book of Eli?
With Denzel Washington?
Yeah.
No.
I think it's fine, but it does have a very interesting reveal about what the Book of Eli is.
Oh.
And it made me wonder, like, do you think Ramza has copied down the scriptures, or if this is the only copy?
Oh, I doubt he's copied down, because can Ramza write?
That's a good question.
He's educated.
He's educated,
noble,
yeah.
So.
But, like, I mean, you think, is there a job class? Which of your job classes would copy down the scriptures for you? Orator? Arithmetician?
No. None of the above. It can only be Mr. Simon. He's the only one that can do it, and he's dead.
Onion Knight? Oh, yeah. Elder Simon has passed away.
Elder Simon, he was a priest, so maybe priest could do it. But no, I know monk in Final Fantasy is used in the context of like a Shaolin monk.
Yeah.
Liu Kang, Kung Lao.
But if you think about like a pentiment monk, then their job is to write.
I thought, like, in my opinion of Shaolin monks, all of which that knowledge comes from Mortal Kombat, is they spend most of their time doing monk shit and only fight when commanded upon to defend the realm.
Well, I thought that Shaolin Knights do most of their time doing like fighting shit and like meditative shit, whereas like a Christian monk is more of sort of like a groundskeeper, scribe.
But but Groundskeeper Willie is one of the hardest motherfuckers ever made. Like, he always takes his shirt off and has to fight. Okay, fine.
But the Simpsons is the natural connecting point between Shaolin monks and Christian monks.
Fake Net, what percentage of their time do Shaolin monks spend studying the scriptures?
Wait, do they have scriptures?
I don't know.
They're Buddhist, right?
I just think they fucking read all day. I have no idea. I'm uneducated.
Do they read Confucius?
Initializing Fake Net. Shaolin monks have been devoted to research, creation, and continuous development and perfecting of Shaolin Kung Fu. Shaolin culture has also integrated the essential values of Confucianism and Taoism.
All right, anyway.
Did you finish Pentiment?
Oh, yeah.
Fuck yeah.
I actually have a note in here to talk about Pentiment, but it's been so long since I played that whatever thoughts I had are gone.
My physical copy shipped today.
I love Pentiment. Pentiment is...
Penta-excellent.
Penta-excellent. It's one of the best games I've played in a while.
Chris brought peace to the Abbey.
Did I?
Did you?
I mean, yeah, I guess.
All right, good.
Things are inevitable in that game.
But they make you think like you have... Never mind.
Yes.
This is not the Pentiment podcast.
Could be.
It could be one day. Ramza then sets the book down on the ground and backs away. I don't think Fulmarv is going to keep his end of the deal, Chris. I remember them needing Alma for something very specific, probably related to his shit.
It was because she blinged with a stone that one time.
Unique stone blinging. Lawfrey moves forward and uses a shitload of animation to pick up the book. He flips through like 10 pages, and impatient Fulmarv asks, well? And that's why I love the cutscenes in this game, is because there is, like Suikoden 2, there is no reason to go that hard on a book pickup animation. But he did it.
Yeah, that's true. In Suikoden 2, there was no need to go that hard on like a sister-hugging brother animation, but they did it.
It really added personalities to it.
Yeah.
Apparently, the shit is too legit to quit, as Lawfrey confirms. It is written here, a surprisingly simple incantation. If I were Ramza, I would have used some whiteout on the scripture and made the incantation wrong.
Oh, that would be cool.
Lawfrey then folds the book, slips it into his cloak, and walks backward a few steps. Fulmarv gets back on the mic. Excellent, then we have all we need of them. Of course, I suppose propriety dictates that we venge Belias and others while they're here. Ramza tells the world what we already know. We are deceived.
We are. You deceived me.
I like the word venge without re. It's pretty good.
Oh yeah, venge is good. I love venging.
Music. Do you love venging? When's the last time you took revenge?
Isn't venge just means that you did something without
return?
But revenge is in return. But is venge just not like just do it?
Yeah, I think venge is maybe more of an active command, whereas revenge is, I don't know, honestly. I couldn't tell you the difference. I don't know if it's like, what's the thing? Irregardless and regardless, the same word?
Yeah.
Or one's a verb and, revenge is a noun, venge is a verb. We venge this. The active form of revenge.
I thought that was revengeance.
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay, let's proceed.
Backdate that.
Battle start.
Bloody excrement plays. This means war. This is it, dude. Finally a battle against all three main shitheads at the same time.
Defeat Vormav.
But dude, we only got to defeat Fulmarv of all these shitheads? Because it's Cleantine, Lawfrey, and...
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So I kill Lawfrey almost immediately, 2 turns in. Agrius. It ends the battle. Cool.
Oh, really? So you just have to kill one of them?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
The Fulmarv. Or no, actually, no, I kill Lawfrey. You're right. Unless my notes are wrong, which is always possible. How does your battle go?
We move in quickly. Sally targets Vormav with a height 4 holy. I love height because height is very objective. I don't have to look at their level or anything. I can see if you all are all standing on height level 4, I can move my guys down to height level 3.
You've gotten very high the last couple of episodes.
Yes. And I nails him for 273. Vormav moves in and starts breaking all of my shit with shell bust, stab, and whatever. Raffle does too, and he kills Lester in the process. The other guy, this guy Cletian, he's the first guy I've ever seen. His name's Cletian in my game. His job...
The first time you've ever seen him, you mean? You just said the first guy I've ever seen.
The first guy I've ever fucking seen in my whole life is him. He's a sorcerer, and he kills Ramza with a spell he has called Dark Holy, which I think maybe we've seen...
That's just Satan powers.
I think we've seen Dark Holy used by some of the ultimate demons and stuff. Vormav then nearly kills Sally, and Raffle finishes her off. Only Cindy, who for some goddamn reason I've made into a dancing samurai.
Good job.
Which proved to be completely useless. I thought it might be fun, but it was useless. And Hornst remain, but Hornst is able to land a jump on Vormav before it gets too dire.
Chris is getting Hornsty.
I am getting Hornsty. There is some mid-battle dialogue. You get anything?
Yeah.
Okay.
Ramza will ask Fulmarv why Fulmarv and his gang of cretinous shitheads did not kill Alma. Fulmarv does not respond to the question, so Ramza repeats it with more words. You took no pause in slaughtering your own son. Why keep my sister alive? Fulmarv once again deflects, telling Ramza, our affairs are not for you to know. Melia Duel, if you bring her, has some words for Fulmarv. She asks him, are you truly the father I've always known?
Father, are you really my father? My dad?
Thank you, Darth Vader. Which, that's like openly asking Fulmarv if he's possessed by demons. Like, yo, man, you got the evil in you right now? The evil within. Fulmarv denies the charges. Of course I am, child. Why do you fight on their side? When did you turn against your own kin? Now, is Fulmarv still in there, or is the demon pretending to be Fulmarv?
I think that most of Fulmarv has been taken over by the pervert.
My one response against that is when the perverts talk, their language is very much different. with the way they abbreviate words and hyphenate sentences and stuff like that. Like it is.
That's not the case in mine, but yeah.
But I didn't know if the perverts were simply pretending to use the human tongue.
You know, all my perverts just say shit.
Yeah.
We're all over.
Perverts love using their tongue, too.
Yeah, that's true.
Meliadul returns the serve. When my own kin ceased to be the man he once was. Fulmarv pleads ignorance, so Meliadul gives him even more. The Marquis Elmdor de Limberry was made some sort of fiend when he used the Zodiac Stone. And at Riovanus, the monster who killed Isilud and all the others, was you, wasn't it? So Fulmarv can depervert?
Yeah, Weegraf did it as well. Because he perverted, and then he
unperverted.
Then we fought him, then he reperverted.
Fulmarv continues to plead ignorance and innocence. Monster, you think of us as monsters. I actually can't tell now if Fulmarv's violence is all out-of-body demon possession, split personality, Feyazid shit. Good show. Good stuff.
Yeah.
Maybe he doesn't actually know. I don't know.
It would be more interesting if it was a little bit more less
Incredible Hulk.
If there was a little bit of a conflict going on still.
Maybe if Fulmarv was the main character, we would get that.
Yeah.
Mr. Jekyll, Dr. Hyde.
Hello.
Probably backwards. I don't know. Meliadul gives up, signing off with, then it's true. You are not the father. Thank you, Maury Povich.
Yes.
You only need to kill Fulmarv. When you kill him for real, he gets back on the mic. Humph, we serve our vengeance another day. All three cowards teleport away, leaving Ramza to accurately summarize the state of events. They are even more craven than I'd thought. The battle is won.
Running away? Coward. Congratulations. This battle's complete. For some reason, in these late game battles, we like to give you jack shit, so you got jack shit.
Well, you don't really need anything at this. I mean, it would, like some extra potions or stuff would help, but you're pretty much at the end of the line as far as character or battle development other than experience.
That's true. It would be nice, and I think maybe there are a couple battles later, but it would be nice if they occasionally gave us like some sort of unique weapon.
Occasionally gave us dragoons. Mullonde Cathedral Sanctuary.
Mm-hmm.
Music, deep dungeon plays, and we're spinning around a tomb. Fulmarv is standing behind an ornate coffin. 4 candelabras, each with 5 flickering candles, are on each corner of the coffin's platform.
You got some pyramid pharaoh vibes in here, a little bit.
A little bit, yeah. That's my default tomb. Tut is in here.
Yeah.
The light flickering off the candles looks like it's reflecting on the tomb. It's a neat effect for this video game. Fulmarv is so mad. One would believe we had just caught him masturbating. He says, I fear I've no more time to waste on you. Would that I could bid you farewell here, but I suspect you'd not part ways so easily. I suppose you must be returned to the Father after all. Chris, what's the Father?
The Father is like...
Father God?
Return to the Father. I think we've heard that expression used in this game before.
It's a capital F, Father.
Yeah, I think we're going to kill you, send you to God. Yes. Okay.
God is man. My thralls will delight in guiding you to his keeping. The sanctuary even holds a sarcophagus. It's as though fate lends her hand. Fate is capitalized too. Is fate God? Fate is a female. God is a he. What are we doing? Is fate married to God? Is God fate? To say Holy Trinity situation.
This is a monotheistic religion, after all. The Saint of Joris or whatever. No, it's not. It's polytheistic. Thank you, bye.
But I think the localizer called that out in our first episode by saying they mention many gods, but it's modeled on the Catholic Church.
Yes.
So that's many gods into one.
I don't know if they never explicitly introduce like a Trinity type of paradox or whatever, but like maybe.
The Trinity does really strike me as one of the more prestigious retcons that people don't really question.
Prestigious retcons?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Instead of being one God, the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit, unified into one platform, being all the same thing while also distinct entities.
Yeah, I think it's designed to make you unable to comprehend it properly, that therefore it is godly.
There you go. No, that's good.
Perhaps. I don't know.
Belief.
That's maybe a cynical view of it, but perhaps. Yellow
Auracite in Fulmarv's pocket blings, summoning 3 demons into the map screen behind him. Fulmarv offers additional words beyond his show of strength. Of course, death is sooner served by steel. I should let this one be your foeman as well. I love the word foeman.
Foeman.
Foe and then man. Foeman.
Foeman.
Oh, you're... Okay. I get it now.
Another column of light plants an additional soul behind Fulmarv. It's fucking Zalbag with zombie skin pack purchased and applied.
God damn. He's an Arcanite, by the way.
There's an Argath thing going on here where I don't remember Zalbag dying, or at least not explicitly.
He got beamed away.
Fulmarv finds this amusing, taunting Ramza with, once he was your brother, but he is reborn unto us now. You're a heretic already. Why not a kinslayer? Chuckle.
At least there is some precedent for retconning or reintroducing Argath in as like kind of like fleshy zombie Argath, because this is in there. This Zalbag situation is something that's in the original
Zombie
game.
skin pack.
Yes.
Fulmarv then raises his arms and teleports. Must you raise your arm to teleport, or is that all theatric?
Must you raise your arms?
They do this.
Yeah.
Teleport away.
I think it's theatric, but I'm trying to think there's some other things that like, it's like having to call out your finishing move, you know?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Sometimes
Great.
it's required, sometimes it's not. It depends on the lore.
Ramza comments on the matter, declaring Fulmarv as ever the coward. Either by intercom or by psychic projection, Fulmarv's voice is audible. Zalbag delivered me the head of the young man before you. He must not leave this cathedral alive. When Argath came back, he was still Argath with all of his memories and hate toward Ramza. If this is the case with Zalbag, surely he won't fight us, or will the power of Fulmarv compel him?
Seems so.
Music. Anti-piratic plays and we're off. Objective to defeat Zalbag commenced.
Please understand that Zalbag's brave is only 33 and his faith is 77, so he's become less brave and more of a true believer. I'm not sure if that was always the case with Zalbag, but that's what it is now.
I think if you killed me, like I knew I was for sure dead, and I was in some kind of afterlife, I would be more of a believer.
Yeah, my faith
Think
would
about
go
that.
up, yes.
Like even if it's hell, I'd be like, well, I fucked that up.
Yeah. So when I selected my party here, my note is, let's make a silly party, including Selfie the Mime and Sally.
A silly party to help me kill my brother again.
Yes.
Mid-battle, I get an answer to my question from earlier. Ramza pauses to ask Zalbag, Lord brother, it's I. Do you not know your own blood? Zalbag, and my dude looks like absolute shit in his portrait, stops to respond. Ramza, is that you? What is this place? It is so dark and I cannot see. What am I doing? Do I stand, sit? I have no sensation. It's as though I had no limbs. So that answers that. A fleeting consciousness with a body controlled by demonic will.
Yes, so that this is clearly just a ploy to throw off Ramza.
Yeah. So Zalbag's in there, but this flesh is not operated by the mind.
Yes.
Ramza responds with a fast and simple explanation. You are being controlled by Lord Fulmarv al-Lukavi. To that, Zalbag asks an important question and issues a warning. Am I fighting you? Why would I do such a thing? Ramza, flee, or I may strike you down. Chris, is there a run command available?
There is no run command available.
Then we must fight.
We must.
To that, Ramza offers a final piece of advice. Lord brother, heed not the false feelings in your mind. That's all before I move over to my brother and kill him once more.
So, any specific notes about the battle, or you just kill him? You're just sitting the way...
Korn and Sid.
Yeah, you're just sitting the way... Korn's a ninja,
Korn.
right?
Yeah, Agrace is wrecking a lot of shop at this point, too.
So, I'm streaming when I'm playing this, so I want to get a silly victory for the people. Want to do something silly to entertain the folks.
What do you do? More mime shit? Fucking math tricks? What are you doing?
Height 4 Holy! Every enemy on this map is standing on a multiple of height 4, and my characters are not. So I cast Holy, and then Mimic Holy, and kill everybody in one turn.
Good. Chris is manipulating the game to serve his will.
It reminded me of some of the weird shit that I did back when I played this game as a youth, and it was a lot of fun.
Zalbag rises and takes a knee. He signs off with, Forgive me, Ramza. I have caused you pain. Alma, please save Alma. You are her only hope. Farewell, my brother, and thank you. Zalbag then explodes into nothingness with Lukavi morphing sound effects. The remaining monsters disappear. Ramza shouts his brother's name, wallowing in the dire tragedy of it all. Until seconds later, the battle is won.
Congratulations, this battle is won! You killed your brother! You oaf! I guess he was already dead. You didn't get anything.
I've pointed out, I think, 4 or 5 times, but it's very funny to have these deathly serious situations and the jolly victory music just plops on there.
It happens a lot in this game, especially towards the end.
Next location, Mullonde, ?
Yeah, inside of Murond Temple.
Cry of Agony plays.
Cry of Pain.
Those are different songs.
It is.
Which one do you think it is?
Don't know.
All right, well,
I think you're right.
I think we're back in the room where the villainous trio of Fulmarv, Cleantine, and Lawfrey wiped out Marcel and some of his priests. It's tinted red in here.
He's still impaled.
It's meant to look hopeless and violent and fucked. Marcel, as Chris said, has the sword shoved in his back. He's lying face down, but he's moving his left hand.
We are also looking at this from a different camera angle as well, which is a nice touch.
New scene, same place.
Just here, yeah.
He's begging for some assistance. Someone please. Right on cue, Ramza enters the bloody disco. Why did I write that? He takes a few steps forward and stops, then a few more steps forward and stops, then turns his head left and right to survey the scene, make sure there's no fuckers here. Marcel moves his left hand again, prompting Ramza to rush forward and take a knee in front of the High Confessor. Gods have mercy, he says. Plural gods. Marcel reaches out again, but lifts his head up to look at Ramza. It is a mess of pixels, and I can't tell what's going on, but my dude appears mortally fucked.
Mm-hmm.
He says, help me, Father, help me, please. But Ramza is no father, yet he offers sage-like advice. Be strong, your holiness.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if you're dying and the heretic is the one that shows up to help you? What a fool I have been.
That is kind of fun. Do you think that the high priest was even aware that Ramza was the heretic? Or was that just something that happened during the administration?
I'd imagine... Well, yeah, if that was below him.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's a good question.
Wasn't there like a heretic office or something that the Zalmor guy was part of?
The Office of Heretic Manipulator Elimination?
Yeah, there was some sort of organization.
He knows of the office, but not of the pursuance of that office.
Yes, perhaps.
Marcel attempts to identify as attackers, an exercise that I assume he believes to be very important, but in terms of practicality, an utter waste of time for Ramza. Marcel croaks out, the Knights of the Template. Never mind, because I guess Ramza has no idea where they went. He says, you know where they've gone? Tell me, you must tell me where. Marcel tells him, Orban. Marcel collapses. Ramza stands and he's got it. Orban Monastery. Ramza turns to walk away. Zoom out, fade to black.
Wow.
I like how Ramza needed information before Marcel expired. Like, no sympathy from these guys, of course not. Why would Ramza give them sympathy? Fuck him.
Is a bit of I mean, you can kind of see where this game is going about midway through Chapter 4, but it is an interesting twist or kind of...
Twisters in theaters now.
Yeah, defiance of expectations in the fact that we are not fighting this guy and he's not a pervert. Like the guy in charge of the church is not a pervert. And kind of in the back of my mind this whole time when we're kind of plotting against him, I'm thinking that he's the head honcho pervert, but actually he's not.
I mean, it makes sense for the subordinates of the church to insulate the high command from perverted activity.
Yeah, that's true, until he was no longer useful to them.
World map, Chris, it is time for the Disorder in the Order side quest unique to War of the Lions.
Disorder in Order?
Disorder in the Order.
Disorder in the Order.
This is actually a very good one, in my opinion.
Okay, let's hear it.
I head to Zeltenia Castle.
Oh.
Music, Zalbag, the Holy Knight plays.
Oh, yeah, well, rip.
Who do you think I encounter here?
Based on what you've said before, let's go with Beowulf.
Ovelia.
Ovelia.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Eyes closed, is praying in the fucked castle ruins, her favorite place.
I guess I should have realized that when you said Zeltenia Castle, but, you know.
I wouldn't have guessed
Video game.
A voice is audible. It says, my lady. A surprised Ovelia opens her eyes and seems alarmed. She looks around and eventually, Agrius rolls in from the north side.
Oh.
Immediately, Ovelia can't believe this shit. Who's with Agrius, you may guess, Chris? Lavian and Alicia, the knights we've had in our party since the start of Disc 3, aka Act 3, roll in too.
Oh, you mean the ones that I discharged once I ran out of room?
Right, the ones that you get when you start playing the game for real as Ramza. They're part of your party from the...
You get those two in Rad or Lad or whatever.
Yeah. Everyone then takes a knee as Agrius says, pray forgive the late hour of our coming. Ovelia kneels too, telling the gang, oh, Agrius, God be praised, you're alive. I'd no way of reaching you and I'd feared the worst. Such a weight is lifted, please rise. And this to me is important because I wanted Agrius and Ovelia to have like a closing scene rather than just that's it.
Yeah.
Agrius rises and tells Ovelia, forgive me, I gave cause for needless worry. Sir Ramza aided me. I travel with him even now. Ovelia then tries to recruit Agrius out of my party.
Oh no.
Then I owe Ramza a great debt of gratitude. You'll return to me now, won't you, Agrius? I need your sword and shield now more than ever. Your counsel I sorely miss as well. Please, Agrius, will you stay, yes? Agrius lowers her head and uses quite a lot of words to tell Ovelia to fuck off. My apologies, your majesty. I cannot tarry here, though it pains me to leave. There are nefarious forces afoot who would take the helm of Evilise and steer her toward the doom of all. A darkness falls upon the realm, my lady, and it is but a matter of time before we are consumed by it. To turn a blind eye to this is to forsake the hallowed oath I swore. To defend this kingdom at the peril of my life, my sword is sworn to you as well, and I mean for it to serve. Your safety requires that this plot be stopped. It is not lightly that I abandon my duty, but only for the love I bear you and our kingdom. I can but pray that you forgive me, Highness. Ovelia takes a step back and looks toward the ground. She stutters. I see, but you... We then see Delita's dialogue box ask,
wow.
You're fond of this place, aren't you, Ovelia? Delita rolls up with his new robes. He asks Agrius, well met, Agrius, was it not? Agrius then puts her hand on the hilt of her sword and deploys an insult. Unmannered dog.
Ooh.
How dare you address Her Majesty by name?
The Final Fantasy Tactics Ye Olde English Insults Power Ranking.
Unmannered dog.
That's pretty good, I think. Because dogs already famously have no manners. And if you call someone an unmannered dog, it's like calling them a double dickhead or something.
Well, what is the thing that an unmannered dog would do? Like the most likely thing for an unmannered dog to do?
To eat your steak off your plate.
I was going to say shit on the floor.
Shit on the floor, that's pretty good.
So
yeah.
you shit on the floor is what...
And eat a steak off your plate while shitting on the floor.
Yeah, shit the steak back on the floor.
I mean, I think... Isn't the only time Agrius ever saw Delita is when he slugged her in the gut? Or slagged Ovelia?
No, remember he teamed up with us that one time?
But was Agrius... Yeah, I guess
she was there. Yeah. Their paths have crossed, even though she hasn't been explicitly on screen. Unmannered dog, I think, is pretty high because it's simple but effective.
And it's said with an exclamation point as well. Unmannered dog.
Unmannered dog!
And she's got her hand on her sword, too, like ready to fucking kill the king.
All right, so let's just start with the other dog insult that we have here. Whoreson dog.
I forget, is Whoreson dog improved or weakened by a separate Whoreson entry?
It is the highest ranked Whoreson, so it must be improved.
I still think Whoreson, again, Whoreson, brand new word for me.
Yeah.
Never applied in my life before to Son of a Whore, arranged, remixed that way.
Yeah. So we were going down then.
But the context of unmannered dog is also pretty good too, because there's about to be violence, right?
Especially when she's calling...
Delita,
Delita.
The one who is trying to become the ruler of Evil East.
But it's also interesting because Delita knows Agrius would never hurt Ovelia either.
Yeah, very interesting.
Like Agrius could be her first knight in a future, her Richard Gere.
Maybe the cutoff line here is Rum Duchess.
Okay, all right.
Do we go above or below?
Below Rum Duchess.
Below Rum Duchess?
Yeah.
Below Rum Duchess.
And above Such Wretches, right?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, I like it right there too. That's number 12. It's pretty good ranking. All right, let's recap here. Gallant, fool, curl, whelp, coal, ungrateful wretch, mongrel, your mind's as common as your friends, churl, blackguard, thrall of the church, this man is naught but boast and swagger. Men such as you profane the gods to speak their names. He soils our name, dogs me every move. Clod, squealers, common maid, wench, courtesan, such wretches, unmannered dog, rum duchess, moppets, whoresons, worthless fool of a son, whoreson dog, lackwits, vulgar knave, night soil, milksop rabble, common footpad, and you've been less than we from the moment your base-born father fell upon your mother in whatever gutter saw you sired.
Ovelia tells Agrius to cool her jets, man. It's all right. Delita's cool. Agrius protests, but Ovelia doubles down. It's fine. Pay it no heed. Agrius reluctantly turns it down a notch, looking at Ovelia and telling her, if that is your majesty's wish. Agrius then looks right at Delita, lowers her head and asks, would that I had not to beg favors such as you, but fate is not so kind. Responsibility for the well-being of Her Majesty the Princess rests in my hands.
Wow.
But at present my hands toil toward another purpose. It is not without reluctance that I put my faith in you, but the choice is made for me. Please let no harm come to Lady Ovelia.
I hate when my hands toil.
Yeah, right? Just toiling,
yes.
Manipulating. But Delita's already been doing that, so he tells Agrius, put your mind at ease, I will keep her safe. Agrius looks Delita in the eye, then tells him, I shall trust your words. Should aught befall her highness, know that my vengeance and your death will be swift. Ovelia's like, oh, fuck, Agrius, why'd you say that? Agrius then approaches Ovelia. She looks to her left and right, and then tries to covertly shove a knife, the hilt, into Ovelia's hands. She tells Ovelia, my lady, I want you to carry this, though I hope with all my heart you need not use it. Well, Delita fucking saw that move. He says, having a knife for your protection may not be a bad idea. Alicia, Lavian, and Agrius then all take a knee. Agrius tells Ovelia, and now I must take my leave. Ovelia parts by telling Agrius, Father, watch over you. Agrius looks to renew her vows someday. I promise this, when all is done, I shall return to you. Until such time, pray be safe. Ovelia tells Agrius she'll await her return, and Agrius signs off with, farewell, Majesty, and gods be with you, Lavian and Alicia with me. The three knights exit. Ovelia walks next to Delita and bows her head as the scene fades to black. Did you need to see why Ovelia got that knife?
Did I need to see...
Was that an important scene for closure between Agrius and Ovelia, or is that a scene to explain why maybe sometime later Ovelia has a knife?
I don't think you need to see why Ovelia has a knife.
I don't either. I don't like that part of it.
But I do like the scene as a whole because we get a little bit more with Agrius, especially since she became a party member a non-story participant so early in the game.
Yeah.
It's nice to see her reinforce what she's about late in the game.
I also think it's interesting that Agrius is one of the people who just fucking hates Delita.
Yeah, that is interesting too, yeah. I would have liked to have seen Agrius more in this game, and kind of like when I think about my playthroughs of this game in the past, for some reason I always thought that Agrius had a more active role in the plot, but I think that's just she has such an active role early in the game that it
she's
kind
just
of
a
like
force, the memories persist.
Yeah.
World map. To continue this quest, we now have to go to Garyland, the land of Garys, and hear the disorder and the order rumor at the tavern. Chris, how about you read us this rumor?
The Order of the Northern Sky lost their leader, Duke Larg, at the Battle of Fort Besselet. Their misfortune was followed by further tragedies, the mysterious disappearance of the commander, Lord Zalbag, and the murder of their leader, Dysadarg. These events exacerbated the discontent already present in the Order, causing a group of knights to defect, taking up residence in the former Brigand's Den and terrorizing a nearby town. Let's go to Brigand's Den, Eric. I'm glad that we're going to reuse Brigand's Den.
Make a party. You can take Orlando for bonus dialogue. I can't select Agrius because she's got to go and be AI controlled.
Oh.
I don't know, music is playing. I went through the whole soundtrack twice. Fuck it, I captured the music for you. So a gang of guys are standing atop this den. The Northern Sky Deserter says, we've reached the bottom of the barrel. Our rations will be gone soon. What now? Strike another Wayne. What the hell's a Wayne?
A Wayne, W-A-I-N?
Not like Wayne, our friend from the real net, but Wayne like W-A-I-N.
I don't know what a Wayne is.
Fake net, what's a Wayne?
Initializing fake net. A wain is a wagon or a cart, or whatever they're going to haul you dummies off in after you die in the water wars of 2052.
The deserter leader responds, I think not, our numbers swell. The time is ripe, we sacked a village. We've scavenged scraps for long enough. Let us feast now from the table. Chris, the first deserter, finds fault in that folly. You'd have us raid a town. I cannot help but feel that goes too far. Chris, the lead deserter, can't believe that shit. Too far? Who was it that stood on the front line at Besselet? You and I. In this, our recompense? We risked our lives while those damnable Beowulfs fled for theirs. Let them reap now what they've sown. Steal and plunder till there's naught left. What we take is what we're due. So these are more war veterans left impoverished by the war.
It's kind of a sequel to the various mini stories that we've had along the way of like people, deserters and whatnot.
Slaughtering highwaymen.
Yeah, and like, I mean, the game kind of opened with us kind of slaughtering the homeless veterans that came back from the war and had nothing to do except for become brigands.
Love it. A third deserter asks what's going to happen if the order shows up. The lead deserter lays it down. We give them a fifth, and they disappear just as quick. All the boys then laugh and affirm that's what the leader is their leader. Leader then tells them, mayhap you have some wits after all. The gang all jump and laugh. I've never seen that shit in this game before. Jumping and laughing sprites. Ramza, Agrius, they roll up. The leader looks at them and says, more come to fill our ranks, The camera pans around to reveal our whole party is here. Ramza gets on the mic. So you're the turncloaks who dishonor the order's name. I'll abide your crimes no longer. Yield now, and you keep your lives. The leader turns around to face his boys. He can't believe the shit he tells them. Yield, the boy says. Everybody jump laughs again. The leader turns back around to face Ramza. Beg pardons, my lord. I'm afraid we're not very good at yielding. Lack of experience and whatnot. We'd be happy to let you on your way, though, with one condition. Leave us that wench. Well, Christino Agrius is not going to take kindly to that. She responds, you craven worm. Think you women of sport, then be glad for I've no mind to leave not until I've had that tongue from your throat.
You craven worm?
Craven worm.
Craven worm. The Final Fantasy Tactics Ye Olde English Insults Power Ranking.
I'm going to be honest, I really like Craven Worm.
Craven Worm's pretty good. Agrius is really getting in on the fucking anger in the last quarter of this game.
That's true. Yeah, she's introducing some things here. Craven Worm? Man. Correct. I mean, Craven.
So worm is bad and craven is also bad. To be a craven worm combines two very bad things.
Yeah, and like usually worms have no sensibilities about them. They just go to dirt.
Yeah, they just fucking sit in the sun and fucking die.
Yeah, or become bird food or go to dirt. One or the other. And so like a craven worm
become his food.
Introduces a whole new element to like the act of being a worm. So I want to put craven worm like all the way up here just below vulgar knave at number 6.
I'm fine. Do it.
Like, I really like Craven Worm. It's just nice, simple, you know what it means. So it would go just below Vulgar Knave and just above Lackwitz. So it's pretty strong. We've already read the whole list this time, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Bye.
The leader throws it back at her. Oh, you'll have far more than that, sweetness. Tri-section plays. Objective, kill fuckers, commence.
Kill fuckers.
Before we take any action, one of the deserters stops to ask, Boss, is that not the Thunder God? There's no mistake. I fought him in his men at Dagoyra Pass.
How are you still alive then?
For no other reason that I think someone thought it would be funny, the camera then moves back over to Orlando for 2 seconds, and then it goes back to the deserters.
He's just glaring.
Yeah. The boss says, don't be absurd. The Count was slain at Besselet. He's just another dead man, and all dead men look the same.
Dead men tell no tales.
Ramza,
whatever.
Just before he kills this man in battle, stops to ask a question. Why lower yourselves to this? Did you not join the order to protect people? Leader responds, are you daft, boy? We joined the order to make a knight's living, and what a living it's been. Driven on like beasts of burden, denied our pay and even proper rations. Would that honor flavor soup? I might have use for it, but I've had my fill of boiled lentils.
Ooh.
We did this to make money, we made no money, and in fact, we're worse off.
Boiled lentils, high nutritional value right
Totally.
there. Maybe not a good taste,
Low
if
on taste.
if you don't have a good spice, but
Agrius serves it back. There are people who lack any food at all, and you scorn what you are given. You steal from the poor that you might grow fat. Know that many hunger and die because of what you do. The leader returns that serve. What's it to me how many die? But it's Ramza who answers, it's not your bellies that are empty, it's your souls.
Ooh. Is that an insult?
It's not your bellies that are empty, it's your souls?
That's an
That's an
insult.
insult, dude.
The Final Fantasy Tactics Ye Olde English Insults Power Ranking.
Fucking Ramza finally delivers one.
Is that Ramza's? I don't think that's Ramza's first one, is it? I guess we should have probably put...
Said by.
Yeah, well.
Hindsight.
Probably figured it out. That's strong. And when I look at any of our insults that are kind of like phrases, I want to start high on this one again. It's going above all the whore sons.
All my sons.
All my sons.
All my sons.
And it's going to start... Okay, let's start it here at number 7 with Lackwitz. Better or worse than Lackwitz? I think better.
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 Okay, Craven Worm.
Craven Worm's simplicity kind of just rues the day.
But the prose of this insult is so, beautiful and chef's
Ramza
kissy.
knew what he was doing here.
Yeah.
Like he was saving this shit. Mm-hmm. All right, fine, put it above Craven Worm.
Vulgar Knave, a classic.
Yeah.
Above or below?
We can go above. Why not? We can do whatever we want.
Night Soil?
Below. No, I like Night Soil.
I totally agree with you. All right, so it's not your bellies that are empty, it's your souls is now number 5. So there you go.
Agrius helps Ramza out. If you would rob others of the right to live, then you've no claim to it either. So I didn't get this, but apparently Orlando can also respond to the guy who called him out. He says, do you see, my friend, your spirit yet lives on. The time for cautious restraint is past. Let justice now be served.
Wow. Taste my refreshment.
Once all are dead, Ramza has more words. It is times such as these when the people need the orders to protect them.
Wow.
Agrius agrees. Evilness weakens, and so the vultures come to feed. We'll no doubt see more before the end. This strife must be quelled, Ramza, and soon. The battle is won.
Well, before you win the battle, I did want to say that I like this quest as you've laid it out to me because it gives a little bit more flavor to the world and how the fallout of the war is affecting things.
Yeah.
And how this is not just going to be an easy job to clean up this fucking mess. Also, I looked up this quest in a guide I found on neoseeker.com. The author of this guide says that this battle is a stealing extravaganza and you can steal a lot of good shit from this battle.
So we're robbing the robbers.
Yeah, the squires have blaze guns and glacial guns, and the ninja has Sasuke's blade, which is one of 2 in the game that you can only get in the Midnight's Deep interlude. The monk has ninja gear, one of only 2 in the game, and the knights have a Venetian shield and a Kaiser shield. So lots of good shit you can get here if you are trying to beef up your characters for, I guess, any of the weird side content that we can access later. But other than that, battle's won, right? Congratulations, the battle is won. You got 29,500 and...
No, 25,900.
25,900 gil. Thanks for that.
Well, next time we can do Lionel's new Liege Lord side quest, exclusive to the War of the Lions.
You know what's not exclusive to the War of the Lions?
This is the real net.
Yeah.
Initializing real net.
Hi. Hello. Nice to see you again. You know, they say never do 3, but we just did 3, and I feel okay about it. I guess the first time we did 3, I was drinking, so different situation going on.
That was the gate scenario, right, for Xenogears?
Yeah. Eric Venine says, a church is just a succession of perverts. I agree.
A collection, a congregation. I don't think everybody who goes to church is a pervert. I think it's still a small percentage. I do wonder, there's no way to measure this, but of any public interest sport or club, like basketball game, football game, book club, cooking club, what the highest percentage of average perverts is?
I would say probably number 1 of the things that you just named, football game.
Football, oh yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Pro or college, who has more perverts?
Oh, pro.
You think so?
Yeah.
Because college, there's so much like weird money involved.
Yeah, but the people at this, I don't know, like I've only been to a couple of pro football games, but like there's a lot of debauchery and like binge drinking and shit that you see at football games, and I feel like I see the most fucked version of that shit at pro football games.
It's been college for me, especially with the youth drinking, as opposed to professional adult men with Dodge Rams.
Yeah, but you know what's worse than youth drinking? People from Cincinnati drinking. You know?
I like Cincinnati.
I like Cincinnati too, but the Bengals fans, man. Okay, people from Buffalo drinking.
Okay, just to me, it's like college sports always feel like amateur hour for fans, like steeped in tradition, whereas pro sports is like, you better fucking win this. You know what I mean? Like there's more, I don't know if there's more local city pride in professional sports, but it feels like an upgraded, I don't know, maybe because the quality of the competition is slightly increased as opposed to love of school and tradition.
Yeah.
But I'm not really authorized to even have an opinion on that.
There's a very interesting, nuanced conversation that you can have about that, but we are not equipped to do so. Ellsworth says, Short King Holy. Height 5 Holy. Short King Holy.
5 kings.
5 kings.
5 kings.
Kal-El posted a link to poorfecalmanipulation.com. I'm going to click it. Oh, it's not a site.
Good. That means you can buy it.
Okay. Reroute that to retrogradeamnesia.com. Please. Thank you. Grace Wondeer says, isn't it an atheist duty to destroy all holy books during the apocalypse in case humanity comes back from it? I agree. That is the duty of the atheist.
Bury them.
Yeah. Fucking build the Zeus cannon. Build it now.
The Zeus cannon from Final Fantasy The Spirits Within?
Yes. Atheist.
The atheist. Yeah, I get it.
Neat says, Pentiment references a work that my friends recently did an academic translation of. That's pretty cool.
Pretty cool.
Jesse says, do a Pentiment miniseries. I don't think a Pentiment would be a miniseries. I think it would be
That would be a full series. There's an unlimited amount of dialogue in that game, not to mention choice.
Not just the dialogue, but also just like the historical stuff. Researching that and understanding that and building the context and stuff.
I followed Josh Sawyer, the game. I believe he was the director or at least the writer on that. And that dude Waypoint did an entire podcast on that featuring Josh Sawyer. And did you remember this, Chris? They found out that Rob, the host at Waypoint, went to the same school as Josh Sawyer.
Oh, no,
I had the professor that they both shared, I think, on that episode.
Oh, no, I never saw that episode. Listened to that episode. I must have missed it. Probably when it came out, I hadn't played the game, so I skipped it.
Initializing fakehead.
It's Waypoint Radio, episode 532. Happy New Year. Here's a peasant uprising.
Alder says, thank God for Hornst. Yeah, Hornst has been a big help for me. Hornst and Lester have just been the guys. Yeah, Eric Fadon saw my stream when I was playing some of these battles, and there was a couple of real nail-biters, which is good.
Don't take Orlando for your security blanket. That's what happens.
TC said, yeah, I didn't start doing that until the last gauntlet. TC says, Formav is going Norman Osborn. Yeah.
Is he a Spider-Man?
Norman Osborn. Yeah, he's the Willem Dafoe character.
Ah, yes. Mr.
He's
T.
much more nefarious, like in the latter, or in certain stories. Not necessarily in that movie, though. He was just a bad guy. TC says, I have no Zal and I must bag. I totally agree with that.
Mouth screaming.
WP says, while I love a good challenge, I also love breaking a game apart and destroying everything. I think that's perfectly that's really well said. I enjoy that kind of dynamic between the mechanics of a game and the fact that this game can serve both constituencies is beautiful. Actually, both constituencies are probably the same constituency. People who like to be able to break the game versus people who like to really understand the game and try to win it and also be challenged, I think is all one circle. Maybe. TC says, Formav being the bad guy definitely caught me off guard my first time. Like, who is this guy? I barely remember him. Yeah, he only shows up a couple times in this game. The fact that we have, discussed him so much kind of hides the fact that his reveal as, the main big bad, sort of, in not Delita, as kind of your end boss kind of thing, is a big deal, I think.
Hiding in not so plain sight.
Yeah. TC says a more modern version of Final Fantasy Tactics would put a lot of focus on Agrias, I think. It feels like she would be similar to an Ash or Lightning type character.
I can see it, but there's too much player choice to allow that with Ramza's party.
Neat says a Wainwright creates more Waynes.
Right. Yeah, there you go.
Neat says Craven Worm is my new metal band name.
Hell yeah.
I agree.
From the night soil we emerge.
Telephone Ghost says Gallant Worm. That's a good name, just period. Gallant Earthworm Jim.
New members of the Wu-Tang Clan.
Telephone Ghost says Ramza is definitely a bit daft, which I think is true and goes along well with him being the protagonist of a JRPG.
Yep,
Gotta have a little bit of daftness in there. TC says it well regarding the last couple of side quests we've talked about. I appreciate that they take the time to reflect on the state of the world. I think is good. It is much more difficult for this game to show us the state of the world because we don't have towns and shit to walk around. You know what I mean?
We never actually control a character.
Yeah. And we talked about Final Fantasy VII Rebirth at the beginning of one of the more recent episodes, and one of the things that I think that game does a pretty good job of, as compared to the original Final Fantasy VII, is giving us some more context and world-building stuff than the original without making it feel like I have to put forth a great amount of effort to understand it. Like,
Well, yeah, but also they only told you a little bit in the original, and is the thing where my mind imagined the rest, like, by default.
yeah, but like I'm just talking about like really small things. Like I think there was one moment early in the game when they were talking about how like the roads are all fucked up because of the war between such and such.
The spaces between towns.
Yeah,
sure.
the stuff like that, I think.
Infrastructure breakdown.
Yeah, like that kind of stuff. Like I never really internalized that there was previous war and conflict and stuff like that.
I was thinking like you didn't need to be told that the lower part of Junon was fucked because to build up the bigger part with the cannon and all that stuff.
Oh yeah, that
like I got that from playing the game.
There is a line that they don't need to cross in Rebirth that they do sometimes, but it's never to the game's detriment. I don't think, at least to where I'm at. And so it can be like very difficult a game where you don't have the in between stuff to world build without doing stuff like these Agrias side quests. Cal L says, I need to come up for a Badger game. Wisconsin Badgers, are they perverts there?
The badger is a noble creature. He has the respect of the woodland community, often a workaholic.
I don't perceive the Wisconsin Badger fans being wild perverts. I perceive them as like wearing sweaters to the game.
Sure, I don't know nothing about Wisconsin. I've been there, but I don't...
It's a Big Ten school, so you know... Thank you, friends, brethren, and members of the RealNet for joining us today. This podcast is a production of Retrograde Amnesia, recorded on August 16th, 2024. You can reach us via email, podcast@retrogradeamnesia.com, on Twitter @retroamnesiapod, and on YouTube at Retrograde Amnesia. You can find us on Patreon. Support us there at patreon.com/retroam. Get ad-free episodes, bonus content, mini-series like Terra Enigma, Star Ocean, Panzer Dragoon, Parasite Eve, all that kind of stuff. Thank you, Mark
Shepard,
for the introductory music.
Chris, if I'm being honest, that doesn't sound like a real thankfulness.
Thank you, WorldSim, for the podcast artwork. Eric, until next time.
Yes, we will unalive the Lukavi.
Did you already say that?
No, I said God.
Oh, you're right. And now you may go back to sleep. Is it on? Is it on? It's on. Oh, hey, it's on.
It's on as a corn song.
El Nino.
I haven't listened to Korn seriously in 25 years, but I've almost wanted to do it ironically on a long run, but I'm afraid I might like it for real, so I don't listen to it. Like, what if I got back into Korn at age 40? They keep putting out albums.
You don't have to tell anybody.
I couldn't stop myself. Plus, now that I've already told you and people on the internet that it...
That's true.
What's the dog's sleep time per day?
I don't know. They're kind of like cats. They will sleep for like a little bit.
Cat's like 18 hours per day.
She is kind of like this. She's amped up in the mornings, and then when I come down here and start working, she's like this until I stand up. And since I stand up, she's amped, and she'll go eat and go outside, and then this again, and then I'll take her to school when I pick the kids up and take her on a walk. And then when the kids get home, like the thing about these kind of dogs specifically, a lot of dogs, but like I've heard this a lot about poodle mixes like this, is that they will just like act like the kids.
Yeah, that's my question. Are they peers to the kids and they see you and Brooke as master?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
Cool.
I'm trying to teach the kids how to like give her more forceful commands because she doesn't really listen to them.
Of course not. Why would you? It's a kid. She's like, are you fucking kidding me? It's a 7-year-old dude.
And but anyway, and then when they get home, she'll bark at them and run around and try to get them to play, and then they won't. And then she'll go back to doing this until they come back and play with her, because they always want to go play games or something when they get home, which I can relate to. I always wanted to turn my Nintendo on when I got home from school.
Do they get to come home right after school?
Mm-hmm.
God, that's the fucking dream, dude.
I told them how lucky they were the other day because they were pissing me off in the car.
Yeah.
And I was like, that like a lot of kids got to go to after school care or whatever.
5:36.
Yeah.
That was my life until 7th grade.
And your fucking dad is there. He's like the third person in line. Anyway. You got any intro ideas? I wrote some down, but I don't know how many.
I have a Warcraft story. refuse and she dies are the...
Let's do it. Please notice that... excuse me. Gosh.
Don't say excuse me. You don't have to excuse yourself.
It's fine. I just want to.
Agrius rises. She tells Ovelia, forgive... Did I already say this? No.
These events exacerbated the discontent already. Hey, Eric.
Let me reorganize it real quick.
Take that mic in.
I know. I'm not in
I know.
Podcast position yet.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
Yeah. I was still slouching.
The man is slouching.
Okay.
So we are going to let's do the mid battle stuff, and I will tell you how my battle played out.
Maybe
closure is not the right word. Hall of Saint Murond Temple, cry of pain. Sorry. Of evil.
He asks Agrius. Well met, Agrius. Well met, Agrius. Was it not? Trisection plays.
Ooh.
I'm sorry. The leader throws it back at her. Oh, you'll have far more than that, sweetness.
Because wasn't there like a heretic?
Did you bring Meliadul?
I did not, but I have the dialogue.
Okay. Do you mean to do it?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
But this is like